Good afternoon to everybody. Myself Arun Ranjan Naik, HOD Electrical Engineering. Today I am going to explain regarding Chapter 8 GTD subject of 4th semester Electrical Engineering. The name of the subject is Types of the Loads. Irrigation load. In this type of load includes electrical power needed for pumps driven by electric motors to supply water to the field. This type of load is supplied for night 12 hours. Traction load. It includes trams, cars, trolleys, buses and railways. This type of load has wide variation, depends on the time. Basics of power plant economics. The power plant should provide a reliable supply of electricity at minimum cost to the consumer. It is generally called as power plant economics. The cost per kilowatt hour is determined by three different costs. First one is fixed cost, second one is variable cost or operation and maintenance cost, third one is fuel cost. First come to the discuss regarding fixed cost or capital cost. Fixed cost is the initial installation cost, which mainly includes interest, depreciations, insurance, taxes. This cost is depends on the capital invested on the plant. Construction includes the cost of the land. Variable cost. The variable cost is the combination of operation and maintenance cost of the power plant. The operation cost includes the cost of wages of workers and serving the equipments. Maintenance cost includes the cost of repairing, includes spare parts, water, lubricating oil, chemicals and miscellaneous expenses. Fuel cost. Fuel cost is the cost which depends on the amount of electricity generated in kilowatt hour of electricity sent out per year. Total annual cost of the power plant. The total annual cost CI in a power plant can be calculated from CI is equal to I plus D plus T divided by 100 into CC plus W plus R plus M plus CR, where I is the interest in percentage, D is the depreciation in percentage, taxes and insurance in percentage, that is T, CC is the construction cost, W is the cost of wages and salaries, R is equal to repair cost, M is equal to miscellaneous cost, CR is equal to fuel cost. In order to calculate the electric power cost to the consumer, the power outage cost, which include transmission cost, distribution cost, administrative expenses, return or profit on the investment, is also considered in addition to the production cost. A measure of the reliability of the power plant is the record outage rate is defined by manual annual ratio. The forced outage rate is equal to forced outage hour divided by service hour plus forced outage hours. In general, the central station generator has trade-off between capital and operating cost. Those type of plants that have higher capital cost tends to have lower operating cost. Further, generators which run on fossil fuels tend to have operating costs that are extremely sensitive to changes in underlying fuel price. Typical capital and operating cost for different power plants. There are three different columns. First one is type of power plant, second one capital cost, third one operating cost. So first, name of the power plant, coal-fired combustion turbine. The capital cost is 500 billion to 100 billion. The operating cost per kilowatt is equal to 0.20. Next, natural gas combustion turbines. That is 400 billions minus 800 billions is equal to minus 0.04 minus 0.01. Next, coal gasification combined cycle IGCC. That is 1000 billion minus 1500 billion is equal to 0.04 minus 0.08. Natural gas combined cycle 600 billion minus 400 billions, that is equal to 600 millions minus 12 millions is equal to 0.04 to 0.10. Wind turbine includes offshore wind 1200 billions minus 5000 billions, that is less than 0.01. Nuclear 1200 million to the 5000 billions is equal to 0.02 to 0.05. Photovoltaic cells, that is equal to 1200 billions minus 5000 billions is equal to less than 0.01. Depend on the capital and operating cost, the direct composition of overall cost of different power plants is not possible. The power plant installation is based on the measure called localized cost of the industry's COE. The COE, LCOE. The power plant installed, the cost is based on the measure called the levelized cost of energy. LCOE is the measure of cost which is average in the price, which is average price per unit of output needed for the plant to break even over its operating lifetime. LCOE is equal to sum of T1 into the power n T01 to n IT plus MT plus FT by 1 plus R whole to the power T. That implies that whole divided by summation of T is equal to 1 to n E of T by 1 minus R to the power B. So LCOE levelized cost of energy. IT is equal to investment expenditure in a year. MT is equal to operation and maintenance expenditure in a year. FT is equal to fuel expenditure in the air. Next, electricity generation in the year. Next, R is equal to discount rate. Irrespective of the technology, all the generators share the following characteristics which influence the plant operations. Ramp rate, the variable fluctuations influences how quickly the plant can increase or decrease power output in percentage of capacity per unit time. The ramp time, the amount of time taken from the moment of generator is turned on for providing energy to the grid at its lower operating limit. Capacity, the maximum output of the plant is megawatt. Lower operating limit, that is LOL, minimum amount of power in megawatt is generated in a plant once it is turned on. Minimum runtime, the lowest minimum runtime, the shortest amount of time required for the plant to generate minimum amount of electricity once it is turned on. Minimum runtime, the shortest amount of time required for a plant to generate a minimum amount of electricity once it is turned on. Low load cost, the no load cost is the fixed cost of operation without any power generation in the power plant. Startup and shutdown cost. These are the costs involved in turning the power plant on and off in dollars or in megawatt hour. This is operating flexibility draw with respect to operating cost. The down portion x-axis parallel nothing but the operating cost, and this one is versus operating flexibility. This is less, this is more. This one is hydroelectric, this is nuclear, coal combined cycles, simple cycle turbines, gas or oil. The comparison of operating cost and operational flexibility for different power plants. The cost structure is for transmission and distribution is different than the power generations. There is basically no fuel cost involved with operating transmission and distribution wires, and there associates balance of system like substations. Typical ramp and runtime power plants. Simple cycle combustion turbine, ramp time minutes to hour, minimum time is minutes. Combined cycle combustion turbine. This is ramp time in hours, minimum runtime is hour to days. Next, nuclear. The ramp time is a day and minimum runtime is weekly 10 months. Wind power plants, minutes. Wind power plant minutes, that is known. Hydro power plant minutes known.